Vectors are incredibly flexible. We can not only work on the whole vectors, but we can also extract specific data from them and work with that specific data. So let's have these two vectors, collected data and less collected data. And let's say that we want to get only the first three elements of our collected data. So we want the first three elements equals. We know how to index a vector, and we know that if we say collected data brackets 1, collected data brackets 2 and 3 and 4, we will get the respective elements of these indexes. And we're going to construct a new vector out of these elements. So we're going to say square brackets collected data of 1, collected data of 2, collected data of 3. And if we run this, we will get the first three elements of our collected data vector. If we change these numbers a bit, we get the new numbers. It works, but it's not effective at all. Just like with variables, as soon as we try to do something different, in this case, if we want to get 1000 elements of some bigger vector, it's not really effective to spend time writing 1000 values manually. Luckily for us, we have an easy way to do this in MATLAB. And that is by using the colon operator. So we can simply say, so new first 3L vector, we can simply say that we can take the elements from the vector collected data and we want to take from 1 to 3, the first three elements. If I run this now, we get the same result. But now, if I want to take more elements, I can simply say 1 to 8. We don't have 8 numbers. So let's add another number. So we get all of the numbers in the vector. If I say 1 to 5, we get the first 5 numbers. We can even get some numbers that are in the middle of the vector. So we can say from 3 to 5. Let's see, leave it at 5. So 9, 4, 5. 9 is our third element, 4, 5, 5 is the fifth element, and we stop there. If you want to take the elements from some point in the vector until the end of the vector, you may not know how long this vector is. You can say subvector to end. You can say collected data from the fourth element until the end of the vector. So you can use this keyword end here. And if I run this, we get everything from the fourth element up until the end, up until the last element. The two numbers on the both sides of the colon operator represent the start, represent where we want to start taking numbers and where we want to stop taking elements. We can also perform operations at the time of extracting these new vectors. Easy enough, we can just say times 3 and we will get them multiplied. But what if we want to perform some operation on a subvector within our vector? We don't want to extract it, we want to select it and perform some operation. To do this, we are going to say collected data. We specify the portion of the vector that we want to work on, the one that we want to be selected. So let's say we want from the second element to the fifth element, and we're going to select it again, collected data 2 to 5, and then perform the operation on it. Now, what exactly is going on here? Let's first see if it's working. Run. We get 5, the first element, no change there. The second until the fifth are multiplied by 3, so 6, 27, and so on, and the rest are the same. So we took the same vector. Let's see it from here. We took the collected data vector and we multiplied only a portion of that vector, only these numbers. Now, we did it right here. We took this subvector like we did up here. We did the same thing. We took it, we multiplied these numbers, and we saved the result back in the same vector at the same spot. If we change this, we can do it like this from 1 to 4, and we will be placing it in a different place. We're going to move this vector. If we want to select some size of the vector and perform an operation on it and return it to the correct place, we simply have to select the same size on both places. We can Also, instead of multiplying it by 3, we can add our last collected data vector to the collected data vector. If we directly do it, so if we say collected data equals collected data plus less collected data, and if we run it, let me just suppress this. If we run it, we get an error. We get an error because the dimensions do not agree. We have a different dimensions vectors. This one has 8 elements, this one has 4 elements. So in order to be able to do this, we need to select a subvector from our big vector that is equal in size of the small vector. So we can say 1 to 4 here, like this and like this, and we can run it and it works. We can also select a different size of this vector. So we can say from 5 to 8, from 5 to 8, and it's still going to work. This is how you can select different portions of a vector. You can extract it, you can perform some operation on it within the vector without extracting it. You will find yourselves using these approaches very, very often. Let's document our code before we finish. So here we have extraction of subvectors, and here we have selection of a subvector. All right.